Once upon a time, there lived a poor peasant and his wife. They loved each other very much, but it was lonely in their quiet house without any children to play about and amuse them. Seeing people seem so happy and merry with their children, they wished for a baby. No matter how small it would be, even if it was no bigger than a thumb, they would be very happy.
I wish we had a baby, wife.
Now, it happened that after a while the woman had a child, who was quite healthy and strong, but was no bigger than a thumb. The couple cried their eyes out with joy. They called the boy Tom Thumb. Though they gave him plenty of nourishment, he never grew in size. Still, he was dutiful, nimble, and wise. He helped his parents with all the chores. One day, the peasant was getting ready to go into the forest to cut wood.
Yup.
He said to himself,
I wish I had someone to drive the cart to me.
I can bring the cart alone, and quickly too, cried Tom. The father laughed. He thought his son was far too small to lead the horse by the reins. The boy said to his father that he could do it.
Well,
answered the man,
for once we will try it.
When the time came, Tom Thumb asked his mother to harness the horse to the cart, and then he sat in the horse's ear and gave it directions. So, the horse went the right way into the forest. It happened that, as they turned a corner and Tom was calling out, "Gently, gently!" two strangers came up. The men saw the horse and heard the voice, but couldn't see the rider. They started to follow the cart.
What an odd thing that is. There goes a cart, and a carter is talking to the horse, but still he's not to be seen.
Yes, we will follow the cart and see where it stops.
The cart drove right into the forest, and exactly to the place where the peasant was. Then Tom Thumb, seeing his father, cried out, "Do you see, father? Here I am with the cart. Now take me up." The peasant took his son out of the horse's ear and put the boy onto his shoulder. The two strangers were looking up all this time and did not know what to say out of astonishment. Then one of them took the other aside and said, "We must buy the little boy. He would make our fortune if we were to show him in the town for money."
Do you see, father? I said I'd get onto it.
Yes, well done, my dear. If we can get him, we will be rich.
How strange this little man is. He would make our fortune if we exhibited him in the town for money. We will buy him.
So they went up to the peasant and asked him to sell Tom Thumb to them. Tom's father immediately refused the deal. But Tom Thumb whispered in his father's ear, "Father, let them have me. I'll soon come back to you." The man believed in his son's wisdom and sold Tom to the strangers for a large amount of gold.
Sell us your boy. We will give you as much money as you wish.
We'll take very good care of him.
He is my son. I won't sell him at all.
Father, sell me. I'll soon come back to you. Don't worry, father.
The two strangers were very excited. They put the boy on the rim of one of their hats and then went away. They journeyed on till it began to be dusk, and Tom asked to be set down to go to the bathroom. But Tom slipped suddenly into a mouse hole. The men stuck their sticks into the hole, But it was all in vain because Tom crept still farther in. As it became dark, they were forced to leave in frustration. When Tom Thumb found they were gone, he crept out of the hole. As he was walking, he bumped into an empty snail shell and quickly went inside to pass the night in safety.
Good evening, gentlemen. You should find someone else for exhibitions.
Just as he was falling asleep, he heard two men chatting together about how to rob a pastor's house.
I could tell you how,
cried Tom, interrupting them. The thieves were very glad to take him with them. When they got to the pastor's house, Tom crept into the room and then cried out,
"What would you like? Do you want anything?"
The maid heard this, got up, and listened. The thieves ran away in fright. Tom hid himself in the kitchen. The maid found nobody. She went back to bed and thought she must have been dreaming. So the boy crept amid the hay, planning to rest till daylight and go home afterwards.
"How much will you have? Shall I throw it all out?"
Speak more softly, so as not to waken anyone.
At daybreak, the maid fed the cows. Tom still slept in the hay. He did not awake till he was already in the cow's mouth. He avoided being crushed by the cow's teeth, but still slipped down into her stomach. It was rather dark in the cow's stomach. New hay was constantly coming in, and the space left for Tom became smaller. At last he cried out as loud as he could, "No more hay for me! No more hay for me!" The maid was milking the cow, and she heard a voice but saw no one. As it was the same voice that she had heard in the night, she was very frightened and ran in great haste to her master. The pastor went to the bride to see what was there. Hearing Tom Thumb's voice, he thought that the cow was surely bewitched and told a man to kill the animal. The cow's stomach was thrown away. A hungry wolf ran up and gulped the whole stomach.
"Don't bring me any more hay!"
Do you see? The cow is speaking.
The cow is surely bewitched. Kill her!
Despite being inside the wolf's belly, Tom Thumb didn't lose hope. He called out,
"Dear wolf, I can tell you where to get a splendid meal."
The wolf was interested in the idea. Following Tom Thumb's directions, the wolf went to his father's house. He squeezed himself through the drain in the night and feasted in the storeroom to his heart's content. As soon as he had enough, he wanted to get away, but he had become so big that he could not go out by the same way he came in. This was just what Tom had reckoned upon. Then the wolf shouted at Tom and forced him to be quiet.
"You are very well satisfied, and now I will do something for my own enjoyment,"
answered the boy, and he began again to make all the noise he could.
"La la la la! Wake up, parents! Join the fun with me!"
Will you be quiet? You will wake up the people.
Tom Thumb's parents were awakened by the noise. When they saw a wolf was in the kitchen, they ran away. The husband took his axe, and the wife a scythe.
Stay behind, said the peasant, and when I have knocked him on the floor, if he runs, you must get rid of him with the scythe.
Tom heard all this and cried out, "Father, I'm in the wolf's stomach!" Then the father was full of joy and told his wife not to use the scythe for fear she should hurt their son. After that, he aimed a great blow and struck the wolf on the head so that he fell down dead. And then they got scissors and cut him open to get Tom Thumb out.
"Parents, I'm home! I'm inside the wolf's stomach!"
Keep the scythe out of the way, or our son might be hurt by it. I will kill the wolf, and cut him open to save our son.
Oh, our dearest son!
Meeting their son again, the peasant couple was moved to tears. They swore that they would not sell their son again for all the riches in the world. Then they hugged and kissed their dear little son and gave him plenty to eat and drink. Then they fetched new clothes for him, for his old ones had been quite spoiled with travel. You see, Tom Thumb was never discouraged when he had trouble. Thus he overcame all dangers and then came back to his parents. Tom Thumb was also a respectful son and helpful to his parents. So you should follow his example and help your parents with household chores. Goodbye, and see you soon.
From now on, I will never leave you.
My dear, I promise not to sell you again, not for all the riches in the world.
Heaven be praised! My son came home safe!
Gonna buy you a mockingbird, if that mockingbird...
Bạn nói là bạn ở đây trông cho mình ngủ khi mà. Mình đã đãi bạn món bánh mà bạn thích, bạn không giữ lời.
Happen again. Next time, what grows above ground will be yours, and what is